Surely, Margaret Fuller had written once, I knew that the only object in life was to grow.
May 17, 1850. The Elizabeth, a British sailing vessel, prepares to leave the port of Italy for the long voyage to New York. Among the passengers aboard the ship are an indigent aristocrat, Giovanni Angelo, the Marquis of Osoli, and his wife, American-born Margaret Fuller. When she boarded the Elizabeth that May morning with her husband and infant son, 40-year-old Margaret Fuller was recognized as one of the most gifted women in America. In 1840, she had become one of the first women to publish significant art criticism, writing numerous articles on painting exhibitions for The Dial.
She became the editor of The Dial, which was the Transcendentalist newspaper, and in that way she was able to get feminist issues to the forefront, but also to pass on the transcendental ideology, which was not completely religious, but was also philosophic and had a lot of Eastern overtones.
Legendary newspaper publisher Horace Greeley offered Margaret Fuller the post of literary critic for the New York Tribune in 1844. She gladly accepted the job, the first woman to be a book review editor for a major newspaper. In 1846, Greeley appointed her foreign correspondent, the first woman to hold such a position. Margaret Fuller was intelligent, eloquent, and charming, by many accounts possessing the 19th century's most brilliant mind. It was noted by her contemporaries that she influenced the life of every person she had ever met, demanding of her friends the same thing she demanded of herself: do not surrender to the common routine of life, that they should aspire to something higher, better, and holier than they had now attained.
Margaret Fuller dreaded the 2-month voyage from Italy to New York and had premonitions of disaster.
I have a vague expectation of some crisis. I know not what, but it has long seemed that in the year 1850 I should stand on a plateau in the ascent of life, when I should be allowed to pause for a while and take more clear and commanding views than ever before. Yet my life proceeds as regularly as the fates of a Greek tragedy, and I can but accept the pages as they turn.
On the evening of Thursday, July 18th, the Elizabeth stood off the Jersey coast between Cape May and Bernagat. At 9 o'clock, a gale arose. By midnight, it was a hurricane, and by 4 o'clock Friday morning, the ship struck Fire Island. Margaret Fuller, her husband and child, were among the dead. Her prayer that they might go together and that the anguish might be brief was heard and answered. At the age of 40, one of the most gifted women America had seen died when her work seemed to have just begun. A journalist of the era eulogized her passing with an eloquence Margaret Fuller would have appreciated.
To us, who see how the world needed her, her death is a mystery. To him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will, there is no mystery. She filled her life with charities and her mind with knowledge, and such are ready for the progress of eternity.